we do this shit, ain't no breaks, nigga. Live this shit. I am this shit, nigga. All that. Talking to my girl while your bitch give me deep though. Shooting at the world, dog, cause life is just a free throw. Shopping on Rodeo and some Dickies, that's my stilo. Pastrami round her pee-hole. Got too many miles, baby, that's a repo. Shorty's in denial, really tryna fuck with me though. Diamonds on my Cuban link, my Rolex Presidential. Penthouses and beach homes, Perrier and Patron. Told you way before about this baller shit I be on. Young Nipsey Hussle ain't some shit that you should sleep on. Rich before rap, had to let the streets go. Faith in my transition, I knew I'd be back in beast mode. Catch a case, that's a tradition. Either that or six believe no. Still somehow I
how's everybody doing today? I'd like to welcome you to another edition of the After the Game podcast in conjunction with the Everybody Hates Sleep podcast on the good old Hoss Nation Network. How you guys doing today? Hope all is well with you. I'm excited to be here. I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to get right into it. So today, we had a game versus Legacy. I like Legacy's program. They're a very competitive bunch. They have a lot of pride. A few traditional values, I would say. I just like programs that make their kids accountable. You know, I don't too much care for the programs that just let the kids run amok. It's like you letting the prisoners run the asylum. Like there has to be some type of order. I personally just don't like orderless stuff. So, shout out to Legacy, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. One time for the one time. Today's game, we won 22. It's not really too much I can say about the game. The girls was rolling. They did what they always do. Play defense, finish on a break, rebound, hit our free throws, and go from there. Now, I did a hint of scouting, pretty much asking coaches around about who's good and who's not. And coach over at Legacy told me that the Reach kids have a very good team. And they are, I don't know if they're undefeated or not, but if they are as good as Legacy's promoting them to be, then we're going to be in for probably our toughest match. And the only thing about that is, that I hate that our most adversary opponent, or maybe our best opponent, comes at the end of the year. You know, I would rather that came like maybe the third, fourth, fifth game, really the first, second, third game, so they know what it looked like. They know what adversity looks like, and they know how to play through it. You know, they know how to not let it rattle them, because I don't know how my girls are going to react when they go up against somebody that's just as good as them, just as big as them, maybe more skilled, can shoot better. I don't know. I think a few of my girls are going to rise to the occasion because I got a lot of competitors. And as long as they're willing to compete and not be scared and lackadaisical and looking for ways out, then I'm going to take my girls in there and whatever happens, happens. But, I just want to say this. Even if something happens where we don't win the championship, because championships is all I aspire. I don't play this game to get to the playoffs. I don't play this game just to win a bunch of games and lose in the second round or so. No. That's not what I'm on. I want to win every game and get the championship. But even if we don't win the championship, I am extremely proud of these girls, especially from what we came from last year. Last year, we were legacy. You know what I'm saying? We was the team only scoring 2 points, only scoring 6 points. We won a game. We won 4 games last year. And none of the games that we won was over a total of 9 points. Like, we won a game 9-6. I think we won a game one time. I forget who we played, but we won a game. It was 12-2, But this group is a really special group. And not to mention the longevity that I can have with this group, because I got 8th graders that's going to leave. But these 8th graders are not necessarily the core of the team. No, I take that back. They are the core of the team, but they're not necessarily the better players on the team. So the girls that are coming back next year, they may see this, and with the things that I'm going to be doing in the summertime, for those that may want to know, this summer I will be doing player development at DPA at least 3 days out of the week. So if you want your scholar to come and get some good work in, change their body, change their mindset, help bolster their game, then find me on Facebook, man. Find me on IG. I will post all of that in the description where you can find me, and we can talk about it. I don't want to charge, but I'll be a fool not to, because I will be putting in my resources to make sure your child has what he needs. So once you call me, we'll talk about prices and things of that nature, because I'm not necessarily trying to crack your head, because and this is no knock to people that do this. I don't need training to fend for my life. Again, I'm not knocking people that use player development as a means to feed their household. I'm just saying I don't need it. But the little increment things, a Gatorade here, maybe a knee brace here, a lunch here, this, that, and the third, like, that's pretty much what you'll be paying for. But that's in the summertime. And then next summer, I'll be starting the AAU team. But I want to develop players first before I put a team together. I want to go back to the grassroots of basketball and use fundamentals as a foundation to make these players better, And it doesn't matter if they're a guard, if they're big. I don't believe in none of that. You know, I believe in being a player. I believe that no matter what size you are, you should be able to dribble. You should be able to shoot. You should be able to pass. I don't care what size you are. You should be able to post up. You should know what a drop step is. You should know what a jump hook is. You should know what a spin move baseline is. I don't care how big you are. You should know every aspect of offense and defense on the floor. You should know that at every position, if this coach want to be positional, you should be able to be plugged in at the 3, but you may not be the size of a 3. You should be able to be plugged in at the 5, even though you may not be able to be the size of a 5. But it's about being a player. It's not about having this one position. You just working on shooting because you're a shooting guard. You just working on dribbling because you're a point guard. You just working on rebounding because you're a power forward. No. We're going to work on the whole body of your game. That's going to make you a better player. So enough about that. Yeah, let's talk NBA now.
Small circle is a chosen few. I wrote it down and I followed through. I bought a pound and we rode the fuel.
We got like
I talk shit, but she know it's true.
And I watched Milwaukee last night handle Chicago. I take that back. I forget what the score was, because Chicago at some point was up 15, 16, I think. And the Bucks came back to win. I want to say they won in double digits, or maybe 8 or whatever. But the Bucks won without Middleton, without Giannis, with just Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, and what's that man name? Bobby Portis, and what is that joker's name, man? Jrue Holiday. Excuse me, I'm sorry. My indigestion always show up when I get to potting. They impressed me yesterday. They impressed me because they beat a hungry Chicago Bulls team, 8th seed, looking to not touch the play-in. But if Chicago and Milwaukee plays in the first round, I think it'll be a decent series. I would predict Chicago to win maybe one game, but Milwaukee should handle that in 5 and then move on to the second round. The Lakers, y'all Lakers, man, they squandered an opportunity. And the beauty about this year's NBA is that the parity has the regular season worth watching. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers-Clippers game yesterday. If the Lakers win, they move up to the 5th spot and they don't have to worry about the play-in. If they lose, they move to the 8th spot. I mean, the 9th spot, I think. I mean, the 8th or the 9th spot. Got to be the 9th spot. Because they said if they lose, they go into the play-in. And them boys went out there and lost yesterday. Now, I will say this about the Lakers. Because I wasn't expecting them to do much this year. I mean, I'm just being realistic. You got Russell Westbrook and Patrick Beverly playing pretty much the same position. And you got LeBron. You know, LeBron is LeBroning. But it's that, I'm telling y'all right now. I'm telling y'all right now. Listen to me closely, all right? the Lakers are only going to go as far as Anthony Davis takes them. If Anthony Davis wakes up and becomes the Anthony Davis of New Orleans, production-wise, the Lakers will then be a scary team. If Anthony Davis goes back to averaging 25 and 13 a game with 5 blocks and 3 steals, the West better watch the fuck out. The West better watch the fuck out, because Anthony Davis is a generational talent. And he's the type of talent that once he gets going, the people around him begin to feed off of his energy, you know? And that's kind of like what happened to him in the bubble. He was out there, man. He was man, listen. We ain't even got to go back to the Pelicans. I just remembered this. We ain't even got to go back to New Orleans. Give me Bubble AD. Bubble AD, where you at? Bubble AD show up, they might win a chip. It ain't about LeBron. It ain't about the supporting cast. It's about AD. LeBron went and played with AD so he wouldn't have to be the number one option. LeBron is averaging 30 because Mr. Glass can't keep his ass on the court. I don't think LeBron would. I truly believe if Bron was able to throw that motherfucker in to Anthony Davis 30 times and he makes 15 out of that 30, I guarantee you LeBron would not have a fucking problem. And while you making all these motherfucking shots, I could kind of coast. And LeBron's coast is like all-star-ish. You know what I'm saying? So even if LeBron is not playing his hardest or giving his best or kind of, just letting everybody else get off, he's still a fuck around and had 23, 7, 5, and 8. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. And I'll tell you guys this too. If Phoenix gives you 2 months of healthy basketball, wrap this shit up. Put a bow on it and send that shit down to the desert. Because ain't nobody beating them healthy. Telling you now. Ain't nobody beating them niggas healthy. It's not going to happen. DeAndre Ayton, Young Killer, and Phoenix's bench. I don't really know much about Phoenix's bench. All I know is they got that Adrian Payne dude that's funny looking. He's funny looking. His shot's funny looking. And I just have a thing about funny looking motherfuckers talking shit to me. That's just me. It's one of my little quirks. So it is what it is. What else? What else going on in the NBA? I ain't talking about Ja. I'm good on Ja. I don't want to really talk about Memphis. I want to talk about Sacramento. Shout out. The Sacramento Kings. Mike Brown deserves Coach of the Year. They are number 3 in the Western Conference standings. Sacramento has won the Pacific Division, I think, for the first time since 2003. They play fast. They play fun. What's that boy name? I know his last name, Fox. I don't want to butcher his first name. But he over there balling. Mike Brown must have went to him like, hey, you the one. Now, I'm telling you the one, but you got to go put in the work. So when we get out there, you can show why I made you the one. But I'm telling you right now, this your team. Do whatever you want with it, but you got to come in here ready to go. And that's what DeAndre Fox, I think his name is DeAndre Fox. That's what the Fox kid did. Went got his man Malik Monk. Them niggas probably went to the lab, went to California, ran on the sand dunes. You know what I'm saying? Did everything they needed to get in shape. You know what I'm saying? And look at him. Look at him. I don't know if Malik Monk come off the bench, but he be out there balling. And them two kids, they got a synergy that's like nothing else. You know what I'm saying? It's something like I seen it when they was in high school. I mean, not high school, when they was in at Kentucky. When them two kids are on the floor, it's different. You know what I'm saying? And some people have that. When you've been playing with somebody, or when your games mesh so well that you just doing things out there, you ain't even thinking about it. You just know, if I go here, he gonna be over there. So I'm gonna throw that motherfucker that way before he get there. Because I know by the time the ball gets to that corner, he gonna be catching and shooting that thing. It's a beautiful thing to have synergy amongst your teammates. It's a very beautiful thing, but it's also very rare. And it's definitely not seen a lot in the NBA, because a lot of guys are selfish. A lot of guys really don't know how to play with other players. They just know how to play. You know what I'm saying? It's different than playing team basketball than you just out there hooping. You know what I'm saying? Team basketball means you got to pass, cut. You're going to have to set a screen. You're going to have to do some divertive shit in order to get the basket. You might have to. Hoopers just pound that motherfucker to the ground, get by you, lay that thing up, jump over you, dunk that motherfucker, or shoot that thing in your face. But when them hoopers come against teams, the teams normally win. They normally do, because they're going to make that extra pass. They're going to take that charge. They're going to take you to that baseline and put their foot on it, because they know if they don't, your fast, athletic ass is going to blow by them and do something spectacular. So to negate the spectacular, let's hone in on our fundamentals, cut these motherfuckers off on these baselines, and if they go into these corners, use them shits as extra defenders. You know what I'm saying? Just a little quick game plan on how to, I don't want to say coddle athletic players, but that is that would be my game plan against athletic guys. Drive them to their baseline. Make sure you put your foot on that baseline. And if they try to go through you, hey man, take the charge. And so lastly, what I want to leave you guys with is something that I have been staying away for a very long time. And I feel like I need to address it, because people have a false sense of security about themselves. People think that when it comes to coaching, they better than what they really are. And I'm not going to name no names, but I'm definitely going to talk about the situation. It was a couple weeks ago. We was playing a team at home, and the coach came to me and said, since we didn't have a JV, the league is not having a JV this year, I had to put my 4th and 5th graders up to varsity just for us to have a team this year. And I'm like, oh, okay. In my mind, I'm like, that's unfortunate, but okay. So we playing, And the game goes on. Make a long story less long. We end up winning 35-2, something like that. And in the middle of the game, the other coach comes to me and says, you know we only got 4th and 5th graders out there. And again, in my mind, I'm like, and you knew that before you brung their ass over here. You knew that when you got the email saying that we not doing JV this year. So if you didn't want to embarrass these kids or make these kids feel embarrassed, you should have bit that shit and said, hey, we ain't going to be able to do it this year. We ain't got the talent. And I don't know if these kids want to go through a whole season of getting berated and beat on. But for you to come to me and look for a form of sympathy because the decision you made is on a whole nother level of entitlement. Who the fuck do you think you are, sir? That's all I want to fucking know. Who do you think you are? You think you important. You and only you, my friend. You know, there might be a couple of motherfuckers that might be revered by you. You know, it happens. But that's it, fam. That's it. So when he said it, I said, hey, you know, this type of thing happens in basketball. It might not be your day. You might come up against a superior talent and you get your ass beat. It happens. I'm sorry it's happening to your 4th and 5th graders. But again, that is something that you should have took care of or you should have done. If you was that worried about them, about that, then you shouldn't have brung your ass over there. So then I hear through the grapevine that this young man is talking crazy, talking bad about my school, and I'm pretty sure he was talking bad about my colleagues and my associates because I just don't feel like he's the type of person that's going to keep his hating and distful rhetoric down to just one topic. I'm pretty sure he was hitting them, boy. You know what I'm saying? Like a whack-a-mole. He's just hitting all the points. You know what I'm saying? And this is a place where you used to be. You know what I'm saying? You decided to leave. For whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're an adult. You got to make moves with thugs. You did that. You know what I'm saying? But don't you ever think. And you know what? You know what? Dang. You know what? My enabling ass, I took the pedal off the metal. Because he made me fear a air of empathy for those kids. I mean, we did win 35-2. But a 50-2 would look much better. I'm just saying. 35-2 is cool. But 50-2, that looks so much better. But I want to leave y'all with this. If you don't know how to coach, then you probably shouldn't do it because you're doing these kids a disservice. You're using them as a means to an end whether it's financially, whether it's for a look, whether it's for a mama or coworker, whatever the case may be. Don't do it for yourself. It's supposed to, coaching is a selfless job. Coaching and teaching is the same exact thing. The only difference is that is way more clerical work and certifications that you have to get in order to teach. You don't have to do a bunch of clerical work and get certifications to coach. Now, if you do all of this, this is going to make you look like a way better and a well prepared coach. But it's not a prerequisite. You don't have to do it. Teaching, that's a whole different story. You have to do it. You have to be certified. So you got to do your due diligence. But if you don't know what you're doing, man, stop coaching these kids, man. Cause you're messing up the soil. You're not teaching them nothing. You letting them think that it's cool to just show up, roll the balls out, and we just gonna shoot around and move out of the way when they go to the basket and all this other stuff. No, you're doing a disservice to these kids. So when they do go and play some actual basketball, some organized basketball, and they go against somebody that's organized just as good as them, but they way more organized, you're gonna get that child embarrassed. And it's gonna be your fault. Because you ain't teach them shit. And you know why you ain't teach them shit? Because you don't know shit. Motherfucker. You don't know shit. I heard what you did to that boy. You need your ass whooped. You don't know what the fuck you doing? Fucking these kids up. And then get mad at me because I know what the fuck I'm doing. Even when your funny looking ass was over there with me, I had that motherfucker rocking. Beating teams your ass ain't beating years. So, you know, it is what it is. Shout out to my girls. Shout out to my associates, my colleagues, everybody. Shout out to all of y'all. I appreciate you. Shout out to the parents for coming to the games. Shout out to all the teachers that helped me work the games. Man, I appreciate all of y'all. I swear to God, I do. I swear to God, I wish I could buy all you motherfuckers lunch. I appreciate everything that you do to make this season special. We're going to keep rolling. We're going to keep working. And we're going to do it like that, man. I'm going to leave y'all. I'm going to leave y'all with something that's fitting. This is a song by the great Sci-Hi the Prince. And at this time when this song was made, the feature on this song, his name was Titty Boy. Now, your homework for the day, who is Titty Boy?
Yeah, nigga, you got my girl out there, nigga. What? I heard about you out there, nigga. Y'all ballin', nigga. All right, then, nigga. You better bring me some money, huh? You just gonna act like you forgot about me? Hey, listen, hey, nigga, you better bring my bitch back, homie.
Whatever, bro. Okay, boy, you just a reject. Quit crying about that bitch and go and get yourself some Kleenex. Now he wanna fight, cause it's brought all in my V-neck. I heard she a meat eater, man, we call that bitch a T-Rex. You must be on that E, cause you soft as Ryan's secret. Just for hating, I got your hoe on the boat on the coast of Key West. We just sipping on this VS during recess. Flew her out the I'm bigger than I am. I should wear a 3X. I'm a player. I should be on ESPN in the GS. I could've hit him in his jaw, but I didn't out of respect. So I wrote this letter and I ended it with niggas so emotional. You niggas so emotional. Can't keep your feelings in control. Remind me of
a Fanta and put codeine in it. Shake it for 30 seconds, pour it, then I lean with it. Treat your girl like weed and let my team hit it. See through you from the bottom like chlorine, nigga. Yeah. If I say it, then I done did it. Had your girl tricking out for the 150. The car 150. The charm 150. 2 blunts of Iran, I do a song quickly. Yeah, she texting 2 Chainz with a smiley face. I told her I don't get no signal when I'm out of space.